Greetings, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Last time, we went ahead and saved Redcliff. Yay! The Arl is still under the weather and in a coma, so we can't really request his help yet. But we shall work on that soon. But first, I think it's time we went back to camp and caught up with our party members and making sure that they are A-OK. So let's do that. Time for more fireside chatting.
I heard about what happened at Redcliff. I want to talk to you about it.
Oh, hi, Alistair. I think it turned out quite well, don't you?
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Arl's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. It makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owed the Arl that much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we worked hard to make sure that we didn't take the easy way. We did things the right way. At least I think it was the right way. If we can stop the Blight, we'll save much more.
You're right. Hopefully, by that time, there's still enough of Ferelden left to save. Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
Alistair approves. Huzzah. Ah, yes. Camp. So let's go ahead and just make our rounds. Oh, and we have Zevran to talk to. We recruited him, but really haven't had a chance to dive into him yet, so... dive in... Poor choice of words. I am so sorry for that image.
Something on your mind?
I have some questions.
Of course.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Well, where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfelds, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
So what happens now that there's just two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Will we need to start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining. Or what's involved. I know it involves Illyrium and some other magic and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
I have no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. Something on your mind?
I have some questions.
Of course.
Nope. Okay. That's all he has to say. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much it's up to us. That is what he's trying to tell me. There's no getting out of it. There's no, you know, oh, maybe we can, someone else will take care of it. Nope. It's us. He bounces around, barking excitedly. All you do is bark. Well, and you kill other people I tell you to kill. So, I will pet you. Oh, you're so adorable. I do actually want a dog like that. That would be pretty badass. That is a monstrous dog. Good gracious. Alright, Zevran. Actually, I'll leave Zevran for later. Let's talk to everyone else first.
Do you remember our discussion?
Yes, of course.
I just wanted to tell you that I thought about what you told me, and you were right. Despite what Marjolaine says, I am not like her. I know that now. I found peace in knowing the Maker, and nothing will change that. I followed you to make the world a better place, and as long as I keep that in mind, I will not fall. Sometimes, it takes another to show us the truths we hide from ourselves.
It was my pleasure.
I'm glad I left Lothering in your company. You have proven a true friend, and I thank the Maker for you.
Well, that was nice of her. I mean, she believes in the Maker, so if she's thanking him for me, then hey, that's quite nice, actually. Sten.
You called.
What's up, buddy? So will you tell me now why you were caged?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
Exactly what happened?
I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
What happened to the other Kunari?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
You probably dropped it on the battlefield.
Perhaps. I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade?
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Alright, new sword. Or new quest, rather, to find his sword. Actually, I should go ahead and give out these gifts while we have the chance. I don't have one for Morrigan. Leliana has one. What's her affection at? 83. Just getting up there. Andraste's Grace. She'll appreciate that.
Flowers? Oh, thank you. They're very pretty.
These are your mother's flowers, aren't they?
These were her favorite. I haven't seen these in such a long time. They smell just like Mother used to. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering.
Yay! Oh, wow. she approved a lot. Plus 13. And her cunning went up. So that is excellent. What else do we have? We have a lamb bone. That goes dog. Where are you, dog? For you. And Wynn, you can have some wine. I know you like wine.
Marvelous.
And where is it? Yes, the genealogical history.
Oh, marvelous.
You're getting all kinds of affection now. Up to 59. And Alistair, we have for you, sir, a stone dragon statuette.
Is that for me?
And
Really?
Alistair's mother's amulet.
Wow. Wow.
Chill out, it's okay. And actually, let's give this to Sten first. Silver framed thingamabob.
Unexpected. Thank you.
And Alistair's mother's amulet.
This is my mother's amulet. It has to be. But why isn't it broken? Where did you find it?
I found it in Redcliff Castle, in the study.
Oh, the Arl study? Then he must have found the amulet after I threw it at the wall. And he repaired it and kept it. I don't understand. Why would he do that?
Perhaps you mean more to him than you think.
I guess you could be right. We never really talked that much. And then the way I left... Thank you. I mean it. I thought I'd lost this to my own stupidity. I'll need to talk to him about this if he recovers from his... When he recovers, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. Did you remember me mentioning it? Wow. Huh. I'm more used to people not really listening when I go on about things.
Sorry, did you say something?
Ho, ho, ho. See this gesture I'm making? Can you hear that?
Alright, so Alistair approves, plus 6. Good. What's he at now? Alistair is getting up there. Come on, 58. Alright. Have anything else to give anybody? Some bracers and such. Yeah, you can have those.
Oh,
Why not?
thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, these are for anyone. They're pretty worthless in general, but oh, and I need to give stuff to Zevran.
You have excellent taste.
Okay. Let's do that real quick. That was in here. Toby, you have all my stuff. Let's see. Doopa-doopa-doo. Yeah, pretty easy to max out people's affection if you want to. And I will certainly get to it. Let's give the shiny gold ring to Zevran as well. And yeah, I can give Zevran other things, but for now, these will do. I don't want to prematurely raise his affection before it's warranted. Where are you? Zevran. Okay, small gold bar. I know you like gold.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
You like shiny gold things?
How nice.
And, okay, that's all. Okay. Let's go and talk to Sten some more real quick.
You called.
I did. I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never mind.
Very well.
Let's go!
As you wish.
Yeah, he's gone. I've gone through all that stuff already. Okay, so Alistair, let's talk to you again.
Something
real
on your
quick.
mind?
Since you went up, I have questions.
Of course.
No, okay. So you are done for now. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Leliana again.
She's a lucky girl, Morrigan.
For having me? Yes. No, it's too pompous. Not really. There has been sadness in her life.
That is not what I meant. She caught your eye. Though looking at her, it is not difficult to see why.
She's very beautiful.
Well, I want you to know I am happy for you.
Well, Leliana doesn't disapprove.
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
I sure do. We need to talk?
Of course.
Oh wow, she has all kinds of stuff now. Are you feeling better about what happened to Marjolaine?
Yes, a little better. Time heals all wounds, so they say. Scars remain, but they are just colors in the painting that is my life, no?
How poetic. They add to the complexity and beauty of the piece.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. I wish things had happened differently, but knowing her and knowing me, I don't think it could have. We had good times though, and I look back on those fondly. Whatever happened after will never change the truth of the past.
She was special to you, wasn't she?
Yes, once, a long time ago. She was a worldly woman and there was so much she knew and was willing to share with me. I would have done anything for her once.
She didn't deserve you.
She used to be different. Happier, I think. She loved music and had a weakness for sugary cakes. Maybe she was always lying about who she was. Or maybe she changed over the years.
Everyone changes, unfortunately.
That's what they say. And the rest of us just have to move on. And I think I have. You are how she used to be years ago. A joy to be around, a constant companion and a listening ear in times of need.
That will not change, not if I can help it.
Yes, I know that. I don't think you would ever do what she did to me. I have never regretted leaving Orlais. I do not regret any of the pain, the anger, the loneliness, because it brought me to you. And I love you. It's so wonderful to say that to someone again. But people are starting to look at me strangely. We will speak of this again, I promise.
Okay, so she loves me.
I
Interesting.
enjoy the nights at camp. The night always seems more peaceful to me, safer.
I know what you mean.
I feel the night grants us a reprieve from the troubles of the day. Silly, isn't it? The darkspawn never sleep, and they lurk in the shadows.
We're all entitled to a little silliness now and then.
I enjoy those nights when we stand guard together, talking to pass the time in those small hours. Well, I talk and you listen mostly. Sometimes I succumb and fall asleep and wake to find you still watchful. And I know you're watching out for me.
That's what friends do. Look out for each other.
What I'm trying to say is that I trust you. I'm comfortable around you. I know you'll be there when I need you. You are our leader and my friend, and sometimes I think that maybe we could be more than that. Maker, look at me stumbling over my words like an ill-educated peasant girl. Some bard I am.
Yes, go do that before you embarrass yourself further. No, I can't say that. Don't change the subject.
There isn't much more I can say. My feelings have been laid bare. You are very special to me.
I really like you, Leliana, but we should stay friends.
Friends? Right, friends. I see. Well, I mean... I can't imagine why we wouldn't stay friends.
There's someone else in my life.
Yes, I understand. Completely. It's you and not me. I should go.
Aww. I don't like to break her heart like that, but you know what? It's the only fair thing to do. I could string her along and get with her and, you know, all that stuff, and that would be fun and she'd enjoy it and all that stuff, but it wouldn't be right to her because, you know, I can't really give her, I can't give her all of me, and that wouldn't be fair. And my heart does belong to Morrigan, as much as I hate to admit it. So, as lovely as she is, I have to say no. Win.
What's on your mind?
I'd like to ask you something about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
Nothing right now. Okay, so she's talked out. Let's go ahead and talk to Leliana one more time.
The stars are out.
So, go help Alistair make supper. Sometimes I'm so tempted to choose some of these things, but yeah, I don't like being a jerk. I just don't. For once, a clear night.
It comforts me to know that the stars will remain untouched by the blight. That whatever happens down here, they will shine eternally. Their light undimmed. There is a story about that cluster of stars over there. Do you know it? Elindra and her soldier?
I can't say I've heard it.
A long time ago, there lived a fair maiden called Elindra. She had many suitors, but spurned them all, for she did not love them. One day, Elindra was sitting by her window in her father's castle, singing and dreaming, when her lovely voice caught the attention of a young soldier. Entranced by her song, the soldier drew near to Elindra's window. As their eyes met, he fell in love with her, and she with him. When Elindra told her father about the man she had chosen, he was furious, for Elindra was high-born, but her love nothing more than a common soldier. To keep them apart, he had Elindra imprisoned in the highest tower of his castle, and sent her soldier to the wars. Alas, not a month had passed before news of the soldier's death reached Elindra. Alone in her tower, Elindra wept for her love, and beseeched the gods to deliver her from this cruel world. So earnest was her plea, that the gods themselves were moved. They gathered Elindra into their arms and lifted her high into the heavens, where she became a star. The gods also raised up the soul of Elindra's soldier love, and there he dwells, across the horizon from her. The band of stars between them is a river of Elindra's tears, cried for her lost love. They say that when Elindra has cried enough, she will be able to cross the river to be reunited with her soldier.
Why do stories always end so badly?
It doesn't end so badly. It ends hopefully. Elindra will one day be with her love again. We don't know when, but she will. This story is one of my favorites. A tale of a love so great and so enduring that it defies death and moves the gods to action. Sometimes I ask myself, does such a love exist? Can it exist?
If we lose hope in love, then we are truly lost.
I never expected you to say that. It is a pleasant surprise.
I'm secretly a terrible romantic.
I have to say there is a certain severity to you. Finding a person behind that all is nice. Maybe you should let your softer side show more often. Sometimes following your heart, not your head, leads you to remarkable places.
And yeah, she makes a good point. I mean, you can't just follow logic and reason all the time and expect to lead a happy life. Although it doesn't necessarily mean you can't lead one, but sometimes you know, you gotta trust your gut sometimes. As long as you're not hurting yourself or other people.
I see you're still with Morrigan. I thought you said she didn't mean anything to you.
I didn't say
What
that.
are you playing at? You tell me you like me, that I mean something to you, and you have her on the side? It's not fair to either Morrigan or me. Do you say the same things to her that you say to me?
I don't know what she's talking about. I've been pretty upfront with you, Leliana, about how we are just friends. Of course not.
Just show me some respect. Show us some respect, please.
You're both wonderful, and I respect you both.
Wonderful people have their limits too. I care for you, more deeply than I can say, but I can't watch you going to her all the time.
I'm sorry, but I love Morrigan.
I see. That's your choice then. I understand. Excuse me. I have to be alone for a while.
Whoa, Leliana really disapproves. What is she at now? I'm actually worried about that. Oh, she's fine. She's at 90. Well, I think that might have been a bug, because I made my intentions clear. I was just being polite the other times. Let's go ahead and talk to Morrigan. See what's up with her. I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Never mind. Like to discuss something personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Care to join me in my tent?
Perhaps? Shall I consult my capricious nature and divine an answer for you?
Could you? Too kind of you.
I am to be indulged. How exciting. Let me think. I say not. You are denied.
Aw.
Another time, my sweet. For now, I shall leisurely pretend disinterest.
Poop. Oh well. We've got a country to save. Can't be fornicating all day long. Alright, speaking of fornicating, let's talk to Zevran. Oh gosh, why do I do that?
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
And it has assassins.
Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I was born in Highever, in the north.
Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms, and its dogs. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Really? You smell a cesspool and think of home? Nah. You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
Don't make me change my mind. No. You need to make the most of where you are.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Let's talk again.
Here I am.
There you are. Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, The Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
You did quite well, no doubt.
Within the Crows, I did. But it has been something the Crows have devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we?
He approves again.
Here I am.
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the Crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see.
Very well. I'll respect your word.
If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The Crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows?
Yeah, essentially I need to, oh, but he got more dexterity. He needs to be, have higher approval rating before I'll do that.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the Crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
You didn't choose to join the Crows?
To be truthful, I didn't even know the Crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The Crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a Crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. It gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
You sound like you... No. Why didn't you just leave then?
And become the next mark for some up-and-coming Crow? Not likely. The only way to leave is for them to think you're dead. And even then, you'd best be scarce. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Won't the Crows eventually find you?
Eventually can be a very, very long time, if one plays one's cards right. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the Crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Nah. Anything else?
Here I am.
Here you are. Answer some questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a Crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
You've never killed an innocent?
Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such, never on purpose. But it happens. It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a darkspawn. It's all relative in the end.
Sounds like an excuse.
Death happens, as we like to say, and when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
I take no pleasure in killing.
It is not pleasure, per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Handsome elf like you, I can think of a few things. No. Why not? You can do whatever you like.
Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Disapproves by one, but, you know.
Here I am.
I was honest. Here to answer some questions.
This should be good. Go ahead.
Let's move on. Alright, well, he's all talked out. Who isn't talked out? Let me talk to Leliana one more time.
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
I always do. We need to talk.
Of course.
What will you do when this is all over?
I have not given this a lot of thought. What will I do? We've traveled far and wide. Does it need to end?
I don't know if I'm interested in more death.
Ugliness can be found anywhere if you look hard enough. The same can be said of beauty. There's so much out there. Adventures to be had and stories to be told. I want to be part of it all. I might need some company. And you're not too irritating. You're welcome to come along if you like.
She's bouncing all over the place. One minute she's telling me she loves me, next minute she's pissed off that I'm with Morrigan, and now she wants me to come travel the world with her. Let's just try and stay alive for now.
Good idea. Before one plans for the future, one should be sure one has one, yes?
What else you got?
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
I do. We need to talk.
Of course.
I'm sorry I had to end it.
Don't apologize. It is something you felt you needed to do. I cannot question that. And life goes on, yes? I will be all right. Come, let's move on.
Well, that's good to know. Don't want her
I know
moping
that
around.
look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
We need to talk.
Of course.
Gotta clear up these misunderstandings. I don't want to have that hanging over her head. Or my head, for that matter. I've heard some rumors about Orlesian spies.
There are many rumors about spies, Orlesian or otherwise. What are you referring to exactly?
That the female ones use skills of seduction.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Honestly? Yes. Why shouldn't I? Violence is not the only solution. People respond eagerly to others who they believe understand them. They seek approval, friendship, sometimes love. This can be exploited.
I'm sure they didn't mind being exploited by you.
They never complained. Well, they did, but usually After they found out what I had done. Never during. Everyone can be seduced by the right woman. The trick is predicting who she is and becoming her. Master the game, and no one can resist you.
I seem to be resisting you. How mean. And would you say you've mastered this game?
If I might be so bold, yes, I was quite good at it. Sometimes, all I had to do was toss a glance and a smile. Men read promises into such things, and will go to great lengths to see that promise fulfilled.
Maybe you could smile at the blight and tell it to go away.
I could... what? Oh, aren't you funny? I see your point. We will slay this darkspawn using conventional means, pointy sticks and all that. But come, it is getting late, and there is much to be done.
Yay, building back her approval.
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
Need to talk.
Of course.
Okay. And that's just tales about her traveling minstrel days. Okay, so that is good to go. Let's go ahead and talk to Shale. A lot of new stuff to talk about today.
It speaks.
It does. I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Of course not. Let's move on.
On then.
Anything else?
It speaks.
You're still with me, I see.
Its journeys are fascinating. I had thought its chances slim, but perhaps I'm even wrong on that point. Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go.
No, stay. You're quite helpful.
No doubt. Without me, it would have to carry its inventory on its own. Perhaps we should continue. Its chances of success are small enough without further dawdling.
Alright. Well, I think that is all for today. Thanks everyone very much for watching, and we'll see you next time for more Dragon Age. Until then.